Hey, out there, everyone. It's Joan Robison, and I just want to welcome you to Mindset Minutes. If you are, here we've got Maxine joining in. For those of you that have watched more regularly, you'll notice that Maxine loves to join trainings. I've got a cat that completely loves to be social and involved with any trainings or any coaching calls that I ever do. So, hi Maxine, how you doing there, lady? All right. Well, gosh, I want to take a moment and welcome you to Mindset Minutes. Mindset Minutes is something that I do every Wednesday at 12 noon Mountain. And what I typically do is have a training topic that is centered around growing you as a leader and helping those team members within your teams develop themselves, strengthen their skill sets, and develop the leader within them as well. And I'll be doing that in many different ways, but one of the key things that we all want to know more about is how do we duplicate our efforts and really build those leaders. And I'm going to share 3 tips today that I know that if you intentionally practice, you will be attracting leaders from outside your team. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But I want to welcome you, and I'm going to go ahead and take one card here. So I've got my Ignite the Light cards. Many people are loving these cards because they instantly get you in an incredible mood and allow you to flip the switch, going from either problem to solution or fear into motion, action, love, all those kinds of things. So today, look at this. I choose to clean up areas of my life to make room for the new. Now, I know that you probably can't see that. It goes backwards, I think, on these, but I'm going to read this to you. I can create space for new growth and exciting opportunities by cleaning up anything in my life, big or small. There is time and space for the things I love. And like a buffet, my choices are endless. Flip the switch from what is not serving you to creating new habits that do. Day one day, you get to choose. And I am a big fan of taking everything. Geez, my hair's poking up. I'm a big fan of taking everything one day at a time. And I think when we do that, gosh, is there static or what's going on out there? Sorry, let me get back on track here. When we do that, take everything one day at a time, those of you that tend to feel overwhelmed, what ends up happening is things become a lot more palatable. And I'm just taking a peek here. I want to make sure that we are in the group, and we are. So I got a question for those of you out there. How many of you, just a second, guys, I just want to make sure that there we go. All right. How many of you feel like you're spending a lot of time creating posts or maybe even following up, and you're still not attracting builders or people that really want to build a business? If that's you, I want you to put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you've ever felt like you're spending a lot of time creating posts, you're trying to do this attraction marketing thing. Maybe you're even reaching out and, you're just not attracting people that really want to build a business. If that's you, put a 1 in the comments. And I'm going to kind of keep my eye out here because I want to know who that is. And I want to just take a moment while those of you are writing a 1 or maybe a comment, if that's you, and welcome you. If you're new to Flip the Switch, I want to welcome you to our page. And I want to just introduce myself. My name's Joan Robison. For those of you that are brand new and don't know me personally, I come live every single Wednesday, like I mentioned, at 12 Mountain. And I also share my morning motivation replay right here in our Flip the Switch community. So what my goal is, and what I have really honed in on for supporting network marketing women, is really to help them ignite their own inner brilliance so that they can attract and develop leaders. So with that being said, I've got, I think, a really great training topic that I'm going to share. I've got 3 tips to share that I believe if you intentionally focus these areas, you're going to attract quality builders and leaders to your business. So before I get right into the training topic, I also want to just share a little bit of a story with you. I know that when I have, gosh, I'm gonna say it like this. I was gonna say I know when I started my business, but I've actually felt this feeling, several times throughout my business, and I usually have gotten this feeling when I haven't been consistent. So I want to make sure that you realize that consistency is key to success in anything. Whether you're on a diet, whether you're going to the gym, whether you're, learning a new skill, right? A hobby even, the more consistent we are, the more that we're going to master that skill. So it's the same is true with your business. So I want you just to ask yourself the question, do I have an expectation of, I want to make money, I want to build a team, I want to attract more people to my team, but am I truly consistent? In other words, am I in front of people? Are people seeing you every single day and recognizing that you're there? Because here's the deal, guys. If people don't see you post consistently, go live here and there, offer value back to your friends and family, well, they'll forget you, right? So you could be gone 3 or 4 days and then all of a sudden something pops up. And haven't you ever said, oh my gosh, I forgot about her? Or maybe they are gone for a period of time and you're like, oh, wow, so-and-so's back, right? Or they're promoting something new and all of a sudden you see them everywhere. So I want you to think about that, because consistency is key to building a successful anything, whether it's a business, a life, a relationship. Like I said, being somebody that is going to the gym and all of that. And I think the majority of people that I work with struggle with consistency. And I could say that I think I did a while back as well. Not most recently, because I've realized how consistent I need to be if I want the result that I want. So I want to encourage you to ask yourself self-coaching question. Am I consistent with the result that I want? Am I showing up consistently on social media? Am I consistently making reach outs or follow up messages or texts and whatnot? So I've got 3 things, and I want to share this quote with you. This is a Jim Rohn quote, and I love this quote because this gave me some relief about feeling like I had to be perfect, knowing all the skills and all that kind of stuff. Work harder on yourself than your business, and you'll surely be successful. I want to say that one more time. Work harder on yourself than your business, and you'll surely be successful. All right, so for those of you with a pen and a paper, I'm going to give you step 1 or tip number 1. Okay, it is go to work on yourself. Now, I'm going to share with you just a couple things over the course of time when I said that it gave me relief, because I knew that there were all kinds of skills that I needed to develop, whether it was, developing more sales skills, developing my word choices, developing my, recruiting skills. And I think as a new person and even as a emerging leader, we can get overwhelmed. I even think that leaders at times, if they're not truly consistent in their personal business, that sometimes they get to a place where they're like, geez, I'm feeling a little bit rusty. I'm feeling like I'm just, not powerful anymore, or I've lost my touch, those kinds of things. So I want you to think about, how do you invest on growing yourself as a leader? And for those of you out there that, like I said, are taking notes, you're a leader if you inspire people. You're a leader if you are supporting people. You are a leader if you've got one person on your team and you look behind you and they're coming along with you. That's a leader. All right. So going to work on yourself is one of those things that takes courage. It takes discipline. It takes time. And I want to encourage you all to set aside a little bit of time every day to fill your cup, to go to work on yourself, to grow yourself in your own leadership skills. So if I want to attract a certain kind of person to me, the first thing I do is I'll grab a card, like a 3x5 card, and I'll make a list of the characteristics. I'm old school in a couple different ways that I do things. And one of those things is I have a Franklin Covey planner. And I keep my card right here in my planner. So before I go out and follow up or reach out or go chat with people, I remind myself of the characteristics that are important to me when it comes to looking and attracting a leader. Do you do that? Do you have just a simple list that you can remind yourself of the kind of person that you are looking for? And what you'll find is the list you often create is often who you are or who you personally want to become. So be that which you want to attract. We have to become that person. And for me, that was the relief, because all of the skills, all of the perfect words, all of the, I've got to have this down in the days that I did parties, or even my steps that I follow today in my business. Sometimes that can be intimidating or overwhelming because there are a lot of to-dos. So remember the Jim Rohn quote: go to work harder on yourself than your business, and you'll surely be successful. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2 is connect authentically and relationally. I think that a couple things that I've seen is that, people will go, and remember we talked in the beginning about being consistent. Oftentimes people will go out and they'll do a practice, or they'll be intentional for 3 days, a week, and they'll be like, Joan, it's not really working. And they didn't look at maybe how they were doing it. They didn't look at where they were doing it. They didn't ask a coach or a mentor. And by the way, right now I'm working in 3 different capacities. I'm working one-on-one with executive leaders. I'm also working in group coaching sessions. And I've just launched really a new program, which is where a leader and 3 or 4 of her team members are coming and working in a group setting, and I'm supporting people in that way. So I'm going to drop my link for a strategy call in the comments, and I'd love for you to book an appointment with me and let's see what might work out for you. All right? Okay, so let's go to number 2. I just talked about connecting authentically and relationally. So this is something, again, about who we are developing ourselves to be. I don't care if you're introverted. I don't care if you're extroverted. You've got to be intentional about getting yourself out there and being forthright, because that's what leaders do. Leaders lead. So not only is your own development the example that those people on your team see, but the way you show up is the way that people out there are seeing you. So if I'm somebody that doesn't give people the time of day, if I'm somebody that's, just only reaching out with a business offer or sending my link, guys, that isn't connecting and that isn't relational. And I want to share with you that I really feel that there's a big opportunity in society to take a little bit of time with people. There's a lot of hurting people out there. There always has been, but there's a lot of lonely people out there as well. And there's a lot of really amazing quality people that if you just got yourself out of the way and reached out and actually just cared about them, you might find that that's the person that's going to be the next leader on your team. So I want to ask you a few questions. How many new friends do you add to your Facebook page or into your groups or your business page per week, or your business page followers? But how many new friends? Do you set yourself a goal? The reason why we set a goal is so that we do the activity to reach the goal. How many new friends are you adding per week? I don't even care if it's one a day. The majority of you listening right now, and I love you so much, you aren't even adding 5 a week. The majority. And you're wondering, why am I not very good at this business? Why do I not have leaders on my team? See, we've got to get out of our own heads enough to focus on serving others and finding those people that need support and partnership. That's what it's all about. So, how many people per day? How many people per week? And then add that up. If you just did one a day, you got 30 new friends. How many reach outs do you do when you post a story and you see that you've got loves and comments? Do you reach out? I don't know about you guys, but Facebook and all the social things, they change all the time. And, I can be very forthright with you. I didn't think about the fact that I should be reaching out in stories probably, a year ago. I wasn't really doing that. And I had to learn by watching other leaders. See, we all, if coachable, hungry, and have the desire, can learn new skills every single day, no matter where you're at in your comp plan and no matter where you are in life. So how many reach outs are you doing to people that like and love and comment? All right. And are you following up consistently? This is another little story I want to share with you. Follow-ups always seem to be a challenge. People always say, I got to do follow-ups. All right. Well, the majority of people quit, and you could look at the stats. This isn't this call. I'm not sharing that with you, but the majority of people reach out 1 or 2 times and they get a few no's, or they get somebody that maybe ghosts them, and they automatically think they don't want my business. They don't like me. Oh my God, I'm bugging them. Has anyone ever felt like that? If that's you, put a heart in the comments. You ever felt like that? And you're like, oh my God, I've been ghosted. Now, certainly part of it could be the way you're reaching out, but guys, everybody is so busy with life, with children, with their second side hustles, with their main job, with the holidays, with whatever. that I get really appreciative when someone reaches out again if I didn't respond. And it wasn't because I didn't have the heart for the person. I never think anybody's bothering me. And if somebody's real assertive with me, you know what? I think, geez, I want that person, right? I want to work with that assertive person. Okay. How do you follow up? Do you give up after one or two times? And here's another thing. This is a story I want to share. When somebody tells you no, do you just drop them like a hot potato? Do you just kind of go, oh, well, they said no, I move it on? You know, I've learned over the years that sometimes no is just not right now. And sometimes no just means they don't know enough information. And I still want to show up showing people who I am. Now, there's a whole lot of people out there to connect with. So I've already given up the fact that I do the best I can do during the day and with the tools that I have. I'm sure I hurt some people's feelings now and again, but my intention, my heart-centered intention is to be a connector and share love, light, kindness, and support. And I want people, just because they said, no, I don't want your business, or no, it doesn't work for me, or I don't really prefer that product, I still want to stay in touch. How many of you do that? Do you stay in touch? Now, I'm not talking about, calling them for a 2-hour conversation, nothing like that. But do you say something like, I hear what you're saying. I'd love to put you on my list and check back with you in a couple months to see if things change. How many of you are doing that? How many of you are just showing that even though it's no, not now, that you're still a kind person that cares about people? I don't know, but it's something to really focus on, because right now, I'm going to tell you what, so many people are doing all kinds of things. And what I notice is that people get real intimidated or insecure. They're like, so-and-so's got a program. This person's doing a manifesting class. This person's doing this. So what? They're going to attract who they're going to attract. Is that going to cause you to show up any less than? No. So what's your secret sauce? How do people know you? How do people recognize you? People attract to people. So connect authentically and relationally. And number 3, go where leaders go. I love this saying. Somebody said to me, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, pretty soon you're going to get a haircut, right? Pretty soon you're going to get a haircut. So I want you to think about it. Are you somebody that is in groups on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social medium you're on? Are you contributing? Are you networking with other leaders? Are you somebody that is investing in perhaps a mastermind or a training so that you can go and not only get fed, but network with other leaders? Do you know that I've met so many people at different events that I've been to, and over time, I was looking back, and a couple of those people are on my team now. Not because I was recruiting in an event. We don't do that. But what we do, remember, step 2 is we connect authentically and relationally. And people will have you at the forefront if you have that connection with them. It just happens that way. So what I am going to do is, we've got a leader that is joining us. I'm going to put her in here. She's in her car, and I've just loved getting to know Melissa. She is been in the industry for many years, and I'm going to bring her in here to our training, and she's going to share about a free generic training that many of you will want to take advantage of. So I'm going to bring her into the stream. Hey, Melissa, how are you, girl?
Hi, hon. How are you?
Perfect. Well, gosh, I just teed you up a tad bit, but you could certainly share just a little bit about yourself. And then I'd love for you to tell us about a free training that is taking place coming up here in another week or so, a couple of weeks maybe.
Right. Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Joan, for having me as a few minutes just to share what we're doing. And like Joan was saying earlier, you guys, connecting at events are incredible. And that's where Joan and I met at an event a few months ago. And she's incredible. And I just love her so much. I respect her so much. But I just wanted to come on here and really share what's going to be happening it's called the summit. It's a virtual summit. It's free to join the summit. Mm-hmm. And Rob Sperry, if you go onto my Facebook page, I interviewed him this morning. This guy is incredible. I know Joan and him are really good friends. He's one of the top speakers in the summit. He's going to really talk about how 2023 is going to be different for a lot of people wanting to make that extra income. He's going to speak about that. We have John and Nadia Melton. We have Bren Lang, and we have Marina Simone. So it's a free event, you guys. I shared my link with Joan so that she can put it in the comments here. And you guys, it's just going to be an incredible event. It's virtual. We'll add you to our group. There's over 2,000 people inside that group. So you're definitely going to connect, meet other people, be active inside the group, because you're going to learn things throughout the summit. It's a 5-day summit. They're breaking it down 2 hours a day. I don't have my notes in front of me. I believe
I got it.
Perfect. Do you have it?
Yeah, I do. So let me actually just share just a little bit. So guys, it's a 5-day free summit. And what it's really focused on, just so everybody knows, is how to create sustainable momentum for your business in 2023. And if you remember, I shared at the beginning about how important consistency is, no matter what you're doing. So these 5 leaders and really truly industry legends are going to be sharing from their heart and their most amazing best tips. And it's a free 5-day summit. So the dates are January 16th through the 20th. At the end of this training, I'll go ahead and put it in the link below, and you can go ahead and sign up for the free training and certainly share it out. Melissa, I just want to thank you. I just noticed I spelled the word practicing wrong as it's going across my screen here. Well, see, guys, we're just going to forget perfect because it doesn't matter anyway. But no. Here's what I want to say. I love that Melissa shared that she met me at a training, because isn't that the truth? You just never know who's out there, how you're going to connect. And I want you to think of it instead of, I'm going to recruit people into my business. I love the way Eric Worre said it. He said, I'm going to intentionally focus always on collecting friends. So just think about that. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're introverted. It doesn't matter if you're extroverted. Get out of your own head and start focusing on helping other people. Start creating those authentic relationships and collecting friends. So I want to recap real quick what we did today. So I gave you 3 tips on really how to recruit outside your team. The first thing is work on yourself. Work on yourself and consistently show up. That's how people will attract to you, okay? When they attract to you and they start noticing you because you're consistently posting and you're consistently showing up in whatever channel you choose, we want to then connect authentically and relationally. It doesn't need to be anything about the business immediately, unless your post is about the business or your post is about your product. Then you just simply ask an open-ended question. Hey, thanks for the love. What was it that has you given me 3 hearts today? It could just be so simple. And yet we get in our head and we overthink all this. Okay. you'll begin creating relationships and collecting friends. So we're going to do it authentically and relationally. And then the last thing is go where leaders go. Leaders are going to be at this 5-day summit. Leaders are going to be at your team meetings. Leaders are going to be in different groups that are for leadership. Leaders are going to be right here in our group, Flip the Switch. In fact, invite your teams into our Flip the Switch community. And this is about collaboration, right? I love that people are working more in partnerships. There's so many more things like affiliate links and all this kind of stuff. And it doesn't always necessarily mean people get paid, but it means that everybody's coming together for the cause of a purpose. And you know what? Isn't it so fun to work together versus out on your own? So as we wrap up today, I want to remind you, I'm here every Wednesday, like I said, at 12 noon Mountain for Mindset Minutes. But coming up this Monday, we're going to be talking on morning motivation about how to flip the switch. So morning motivation is held at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. If you're in the group here, it will be streamed. So I've got a, it will go in later on Monday and you'll be able to watch the recording. And like I said, there's a link down below. So I would love to partner with you. Sign up for a free strategy session and let's see what I can do to possibly help you. I want to wish all of you a very incredible Wednesday. And Melissa, I want to thank you for coming on and giving us some information about the 5-day summit. And like I said, I will go ahead and post the link in the comments after.
Perfect. Thanks for having me, Joan.
Oh, yeah. Have a great day. Love you too, babe.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Right. See ya. Bye, everyone.
Bye.